Thank you all for coming out here today. I want to thank our host here at the really busy Shawnee Boys and Girls Club. This is a perfect place to kick off our SummerWorks program in 2019. And let's go back in time a little bit. When I came in office in 2011, we were, in retrospect, coming out of the Great Recession. We didn't know it at the time. Unemployment was over 10%. The federal government used to fund SummerWorks programs, summer jobs programs for cities. All of that money had been eliminated. Unemployment was over 10%. Today, thankfully, it's down to 3.6%. And we've created a lot of jobs since then. 80,000 new jobs have been created in the community, 2,700 new businesses, about $13 billion in capital construction taking place in Louisville. About $1 billion of that is in West Louisville. So there's a lot going on. There's really great momentum taking place in our city. And obviously one of the questions is, how do we keep that momentum going? Strong workforce is a critical element to do that. So knowing or thinking we were going to come out of the Great Recession, we said just because the federal government has quit sending money, we're not going to quit our summer jobs program for our youth. I think if everybody thinks back and says, what was my first job that I had in the summer? And how did it feel when I got that first paycheck? How did it feel, folks? Pretty good, right? Didn't have to rely on mom or dad or somebody. Said, I've got some independence here. So we said, we're going to keep our program going, and we said, let's call it SummerWorks. So it's never been more important because we need more folks trained for our future workforce, and we need more of our young men and women to have opportunities and experiences so they can see a bigger world out there as well. So here and at companies and organizations throughout Louisville, SummerWorks is allowing young people to develop their professional skills and a professional attitude while learning about the pride of a day's work well done. So that's why we created SummerWorks in 2011. And obviously we had to ask our business leaders, our community leaders to step up and join us by putting more of our young people on a path to a career. So that first year in 2011, we had 200 youth participate in summer jobs. Last year, more than 1,000 youth were directly placed in good jobs by SummerWorks staff. And overall, we had 6,200 youth participate in our SummerWorks program. So we grew from 200 to 6,200. Yeah, that's great. And it's one of the reasons why our SummerWorks program was recognized by the United States Conference of Mayors as one of the nation's best summer jobs program for young people. It's something we should all be very proud of here in our city. And data proves that it works. According to a study by the Kentucky Center for Education and Workforce Statistics, SummerWorks youth are more likely to stay in the workforce and pursue post-secondary education. And then Brookings was looking at, because there was some question by some of the public sector, state representatives, Metro Council people, et cetera, says, is SummerWorks really helping? Brookings shows that not only are kids persisting with their education, but they're also much more or less likely to be involved in criminal activity as well. So it makes sense, but the data shows that also. So it's good for our economy, it's good for the future of our kids. And that's why I'm excited to announce that as we launch SummerWorks for 2019, we got a lot more people joining the bandwagon. Each and every year, more and more people step up. So new companies and organizations joining the movement this year include Bright Spring Health Services, FFO Homes, Messer Construction's doing a lot of work in the city, One West Louisville, and VisionWorks, and there's more I'll mention soon. This early work experience has shown that it can launch a young person on a path to a job that pays for college or a fulfilling career right here in our hometown. That's really what we're trying to do, is give young people experiences and opportunities. And we have got a great example here with us, a young woman who has discovered her potential career as a result of her SummerWorks job last summer right here at the Shawnee Boys and Girls Club. She's an outstanding young leader for our community. This is how SummerWorks is supposed to operate. A great student at JCPS, a junior at Butler Traditional High School. Please welcome Sierra Berry.
So when I started at the Shawnee Boys and Girls Club through SummerWorks, I didn't really know what I was gonna do until I started working with the kids here, and it was fun. So it made me realize that I wanted to work with kids. And I had this one girl that I worked with in the summer all the time. She would tell me about her life, and after hearing about her life, it just made me want to help her more. So it made me realize that I wanted to help kids in some field, maybe teaching or therapy or something like that. But that's what SummerWorks did for me. It helped me realize what I actually wanted to do, because before SummerWorks, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So now I do. Thank you.
All right, Sarah, thank you. So that's how it's supposed to work. We want young people to get exposure, and they can choose a career path, which is going to affect where you go to college, what you decide to study, et cetera. So really nice job. Now, the Boys and Girls Club here have also been enjoying and benefiting from the work of young people like Sierra for some time. So we've got companies that directly place our youth into jobs with them, and then we also have some community dollars that come out and some Metro Council and city dollars that come out to help place folks in our nonprofits. So to tell us a little more about that and the effect on the Boys and Girls Clubs of Kentuckiana, please welcome the Executive Director of the Boys and Girls Club, Jennifer Helgeson. Jennifer.
Well, we are thrilled to partner with the SummerWorks program. We have programs within Boys and Girls Clubs of Kentuckiana that focus on careers and career paths. And this is an opportunity for us to take our career and curriculum of helping kids build resumes, helping them with interview skills, and put it into action. So I have two young ladies here. Sierra just spoke a moment ago, and Jessica. What Sierra failed to mention is that she now holds two jobs as she goes to school. She is part of the junior ROTC program, and she holds a 3.5 GPA. And she is committed to her next, step and path as she thinks about education and as she thinks about working on behalf of kids. Our mission is serving kids who need us most, providing hope and opportunity, and I am just thrilled to be a part of that. I also have Jessica to my left, and Jessica started with us at the age of 17 as a SummerWorks program employee. She also learned skills that she was able to put into action, and we've continued that relationship for 4 years. So now Jessica not only works and goes to school full-time at Western, but she also is employed with Boys and Girls Clubs. So that continues forward. We are grateful for this opportunity. As we think about the kids we serve in communities, transportation is not a barrier because our kids will come in, they'll walk to and from the clubs, and then they're employed with us. It sets the trajectory for their next path, their next opportunity for employment. We are grateful for the mayor and the SummerWorks, and we're grateful to be a partner of such an incredible program. Thank you.
Thanks, Jennifer. So these were the kind of things we dreamed about when we started the program in 2011, and it's really great to be here 8 years later to see how all this is impacting our community in such a powerful way. We're about ready to hear a testimony from another person, a young man who's even further down the career path thanks to SummerWorks, and that's Jordan Henneman. He went to Humana 2 summers ago and has never left. They've called him, we have a summer internship, so with Jordan, they developed what they call a winternship. So they said, we just want to keep him the whole time, whether it's the summer or winter. And so Jordan now works full-time as an IT desktop end-user support engineer at Humana's Technology Department. That is the power of SummerWorks. Jordan, tell us your story.
I started at Humana about 1.5 years ago doing the SummerWorks internship for IT at Humana. And it was one of the best experiences I could have ever had. I still, feel like it was almost a fluke of just the right things falling into place all at once. But I wouldn't trade the experience for anything. I started out as an intern, and we had various different things we could do up there, whether it was imaging computers, creating smaller devices, and automating things with a Raspberry Pi computer. And I overheard my boss that was running the internship talk about that they had a program they'd been trying to update for a few years now, and that it was written in C#. And I'm aspiring as a software developer in school, so when I overheard C#, I'm like, hey, I know C#. So they sat me down with a double-wide monitor, and I just got to work. And by the end of the internship, they offered me a full-time job based on my technical knowledge alone. And it was, I still don't believe it today, but Humana is one of the best places that I could have had an internship at to help nurture my interest and my knowledge in the industry. And without the SummerWorks program, I don't know if that would have been possible. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is what happens when you start a program and you keep working on the program and you try to improve it a little bit every year. More and more employers get involved. Folks like Sierra and Jordan just step up and make all this stuff happen. This is important work for our city. Now, when you think about the paths that Jordan and Sierra have taken to meaningful jobs and perhaps even careers, it also illustrates why the Academies of Louisville initiative at our JCPS high schools and its partnerships with SummerWorks is so important. So the Academies is now in its third year, right? And so we got SummerWorks, summer job experiences. The Academies are helping young people say, what kind of career am I maybe interested in? So what if we integrate SummerWorks with the Academies at the high schools so they can both become critical pieces to help us build the best development talent system in the nation? So in fact, this summer, about 200 Academy students will be placed in SummerWorks jobs that connect to what they're learning in careers such as technology, healthcare, manufacturing, and business services. This has been an extraordinarily rapid and important and efficient advance by JCPS in 3 years, what they've done with the academies. And then so to integrate it with the talent pipeline of our city is just a tremendous show of leadership by JCPS and their leader, Superintendent Dr. Marty Polio. Marty?
Good morning. First, I want to thank Jennifer for having us here at the Shawnee Boys and Girls Club and our partnership with the Boys and Girls Club across Kentuckiana. So great partnership together, and especially want to highlight this facility who does incredible work. I remember just a few months ago watching a young man from Doss High School get awarded a scholarship right up the road here at the Academy at Shawnee for all the work that he did here in the Boys and Girls Club. So thank you for a great partnership. You keep kids engaged and you support them, and so we're very proud of that. Taking a little stroll down memory lane when it comes to the SummerWorks program. I remember as a principal, it might have even been at J-Town, but either J-Town or Doss, somewhere in there, I remember Michael Gritton from Kentuckiana Works coming to a principal's meeting. And I won't say begging, but really encouraging and asking principals to get students to apply for this incredible program, this SummerWorks program. And I didn't know much about it at the time. And I remember getting together with Michael shortly after that and saying, tell me a little bit more about this SummerWorks program, because at that time, the Academies of Louisville had not been launched yet, but I was a big believer in pathways and wall-to-wall academy model. And so Michael told me about kids being engaged in summer jobs and programs, and we started talking about could we link that to pathways in the school. So at J-Town, in a manufacturing lab, and a kid's on a pathway in manufacturing, could we get them with a manufacturing company that would support the work that they do throughout the year? And I think we started to think about how that would work. Then fast forward to our Academies of Louisville initiative, which is now growing and thriving in 14 high schools with 17,600 students being engaged in wall-to-wall academies and a pathway. And now we can see with the growth of the SummerWorks program how important that is. Now we can take our kids that are on a pathway and they are working on this 4-course sequence that's going to get them a certification, college credit hours, both college and career ready. And now in the summertime, they have the opportunity to be linked to a job in that pathway. So what an incredible partnership it is, and I think we've seen the growth of the SummerWorks program as a result of that. So it just seems like yesterday we were standing downtown at Humana, kicking off or ending the summer for the final SummerWorks program and talking about the future. And heard great students there too. So I just can't tell you how excited we are about this SummerWorks program 2019. We think it'll be bigger than ever. We're going to encourage all of our academies of Louisville students and other students to be a part of this, and we think we will see incredible growth this year in the program with our students. And thank you, Mayor, for your continued work and support of this, and especially the students of JCPS. Thank you.
Thank you, Marty. We appreciate JCPS. So we're seeing a lot of now, you just heard from Jordan about going to Humana. We're seeing many of our SummerWorks participants going quickly to full-time employment to other companies as well. So GE Appliances is doing that work, Humana, more folks, Kentucky Kingdom, Norton Healthcare, Thornton's, UPS, the list goes on and on. So I want people to realize if you're a company, if you got like 2 employees, you can bring a SummerWorks person on. Cost is about $2,500. You're paying them. They are working for you, and both organizations and the individuals are getting valuable experience. We got a great homegrown success story with Heine Brothers Coffee. They're a business partner for an academy school and the new SummerWorks employer for 2019. So I'd like to ask Heine Brothers Store Operations Director Tony McDowell to tell us a little bit about why they decided to be part of SummerWorks and the academies. Tony?
Heine Brothers was approached a little over a year ago and were asked to become a business partner for JCPS Academies of Louisville, working with Western High School. We said yes. We didn't really know what that was going to entail, but we did. We jumped in and we said yes, and we're really happy that we did. I'm proud to say that over the past year, we have held several field trips of students to our Portland headquarters, and in the fall of this school year, we took our first 5 students through a barista certification program where they each earned the title of Heine Brothers Trained Barista. We have 6 students halfway through this same program right now set to graduate in 2 weeks with that same certification. And we also just hired our first Western High School student to work in one of our locations. So we're very excited about some of the things that we've been able to do with our students over the past year and a half. Our goal with helping our students learn more about Heine Brothers is to provide learning opportunities that will help them be more prepared and knowledgeable as they move into the workforce, but really it's helping them understand that the things that they're learning in the classroom are real and they are applicable to what we're doing in the business world. It's really funny to see their faces light up when we talk about a concept and they look at a teacher and say, we've learned about that. And so it's been great to be able to connect those concepts for them and help them see them applied in the real world. It's also been great to expose the students to the value of buying local and how those dollars impact our community, along with helping them to see the many career options that are out there for them. These students have been a joy to work with. We love being able to share what we do and why we do it, and hope to inspire this next generation of business owners and business workers through the work that we do. But also we get a lot out of spending time with these students and learning what they're doing. So SummerWorks for us is the next step. We don't have 500 summer jobs to offer, but we feel like even one will make a big difference. One person, one job at a time, it's impactful. So we're going to work with our team at Western High School to provide a great learning opportunity for a student and a job. And we hope that other businesses that have just 1 spot or 2 spots like us will consider doing the same. Thank you.
Thanks, Tony. So the lesson for all of our companies in Louisville is, be the next Tiny Brothers in terms of stepping up and saying, we're going to figure this out. So we appreciate each and every one of our employers. Now, throughout the years, too, we've also figured out a way to really drill entrepreneurism into the program and teach entrepreneurial skills. So as we continue to connect our students to career opportunities, it's important we also say, here's how you can be a startup, here's how you can grow your own company. So SummerWorks, again, this year will provide mini grants to 5 local organizations to develop entrepreneurial concepts throughout the summer. So those 5 organizations are Americana Community Center, the Food Literacy Project at Oxmoor Farm, Technique Incorporated, the YMCA, and Youth Ethics and Skills Centers. We've had some really interesting work and concepts come out of these projects these past several years. So these grants will fund work experiences for youth, ranging from providing tech skills to young women, to developing a summer meals program for less advantaged kids, and great work was done last summer, as I mentioned, through these grants. A lot of these programs would not happen, obviously, if there were not city funds appropriated to some of these initiatives. And you don't get city funds appropriated if you don't have a partnership working between the mayor's office and the Metro Council. So our Metro Council President, David James, has been a strong supporter of SummerWorks. He sees the impact that this makes in our community, so we want to thank him for his partnership and ask him to say a few words. President James.
Good morning, everybody. Mayor, there we are. Thanks for doing this again this year. I can remember when I first got elected back in 2011, and Michael Gritton came begging and talking about SummerWorks, and the mayor was talking about SummerWorks, and we only had a few people at the time, and I bought into that concept at the time. Spending 30 years of my life as a law enforcement officer, I saw where kids with idle hands and idle minds ended up in not good places. And so I thought, this is a great idea. And through a lot of persistence of the mayor and Michael, we're here today. And also want to thank Dr. Polio for all the work he's done in helping with that. I can remember just a few years ago being in Nashville, Tennessee with you, talking about the academies of Louisville, and you said, well, it's going to happen. And I thought, okay, we'll see. And sure enough, 17,000 students later, we're here. Thank you. It's very important that we look at the SummerWorks program not just as something simple as, well, it's a summer jobs program. It's not just a summer jobs program. I think you've heard very well what it really means to the lives of the young people, especially the ones that go to Butler High School, which is my place, right? There you go. So it's not that. As we talk about our budget issues that we're having right now, I've heard a lot of conversation about, well, maybe we should cut SummerWorks. No, we shouldn't cut SummerWorks, because SummerWorks is building a foundation for our future. And if we don't build that foundation for our future, then our future is not what we want it to be. And so I stand here today and I say to Mayor Fisher, I'm with you, and I'm going to push for that as we go through this budget process because it's important to our young people, it's important to our families, it's important to our communities, it's important to the businesses that look to move to Louisville, that we have a good, diverse, strong workforce. And so let's go SummerWorks.
All right. So in addition to our partners at the council, I'd like to thank some general foundations in our community and individual donors who make SummerWorks possible. We have a few representatives here today. Liz Alkire is here representing the Community Foundation of Louisville. So Liz, I thank you for being a champion. Thank you. We've got another individual who's has been a great supporter of all things in our community, from our health initiatives around trees, entrepreneurship, and whenever he has the opportunity to lift up people in our community, especially young people, he does that. So Henry Heiser, I want to say thank you for your continued support and leadership. It's very important. Thank you. So putting all this together is challenging, right? Think about that. 6,200 young folks and growing. Where are they going to work? who are our partners, what are all the moving parts, what happens during the summer, you know, when things go off track a little bit, who keeps that on track. It's hard. It's a big job. So when we started this with 200, it was hard because it was a startup, but it's a lot more difficult when it has the scale that it has right now. So Kentuckiana Works was who we turned to say, please help us develop this program. They've done it in an incredible way and scaled it in an incredible way. Michael Gritton is the executive director at Kentuckiana Works. They're our operating partner, or the operating partner along with Louisville Youth Build. Lynn Rippey is here. It's just been really nice to see how we've all grown this together, and we're all kind of challenging each other each year. We need to help more kids. We need to help more kids, and that's what's happening, and we're going to continue to do that, I know. So, Michael, if you would say a few words about Kentuckiana Works and your great team, I'd appreciate it.
So this is always a proud day for us, even though it's cold outside. We're already thinking summer, and in fact, we're thinking summer all year long. And so I want to thank Lynn Rippey and Natalie Retteneller and their team at Youth Build. I want to thank Chris Locke and Rob Moore on the Kentuckiana Works team. There are people waking up every day all year long to build this system out. We also could not be building the kind of summer work program now that we're really trying to turn into the best talent development system in the country without fantastic partners on Dr. Polio's team. So Christy Rogers and Kristen Wingfield are here. You all wouldn't know this, but people from my team and JCPS and Jesse Shook from GLI meet every week trying to build this great talent development system that the mayor and the superintendent have challenged us to build. We certainly couldn't do it without the support of the Metro Council. So Councilman James, President James, thank you very much for that. And really, I just want people to understand two quick things. Number one, when you work for the mayor, he wants you to start something, but he wants you to think about how to make it big, even though it starts small. So even when we started SummerWorks with 200 kids in 2011, he had something like what we're describing to you today in mind. And we could not do that without the force of JCPS and the academies joining us as partners. And then what you're hearing from Heine Brothers is we cannot solve the talent development issue in Louisville if we don't have medium-sized and smaller companies step up to help us, right? And it used to be that we were marketing SummerWorks to you back in 2011 and 2012 with a little bit of a beg. Hey, won't you take these kids? Because I'm not sure what's going to happen to them otherwise. That is not the marketing pitch we're making to you if you're an employer today. What we're trying to explain to you today is we have hundreds, and soon we'll have thousands of kids coming out of JCPS with marketable skills and credentials in the business that you're in, right? And just like Heine Brothers or Humana or Norton Healthcare, some of the other examples the mayor gave you, we're now asking you as employers to step up and give opportunities to these young people because we have stars to offer you. We have kids with real talent and skills to offer you, and that is only going to get more true in the next 2 years. So we are really excited about the support from leaders. We are really happy about support from our community, and the best is yet to come because we are building the best talent development system in the country. Thank you.
All right. That might sound a little much. But we're here in West Louisville, and our most famous citizen of Louisville and the world would always say, if it's true, it ain't bragging. That's right. Nice job. That's right. All right, so it's true. This is what's being developed here. So as we wind this up, I want to thank Michael and the entire team. If you're part of the SummerWorks team in one way or another, please raise your hand. That's everybody. So nice job. Yeah. Nice job. I also want to thank a great citizen we have named Paul Diaz. Paul has been working with the SummerWorks team. I asked him to about 3 or 4 years ago to bring some of the rigor that he had as the CEO, past CEO, retired CEO of Kindred Healthcare, so we could scale this program up to make sure we're dependable with the talent that we offer to our company. So I want to thank Paul Diaz for helping us with that. In addition, I want to mention a few other employers participating in SummerWorks this year. Cardinal Aluminum, Kindred Healthcare, 4th Street Live, Hilliard Lyons, Kroger, Landtech, the Louisville Bats, the Omni Hotel, and in a very timely fashion, the United States Census Bureau as we prepare for our census in 2020. Now, if I could, just let me speak to the businesses that aren't yet on the list. The bottom line is that your city needs you. Joining or supporting SummerWorks is one of the best ways to show your love for our hometown and say, I want to help be an important part of our city's future as it relates to workforce development. And it is super easy for both employers and young adults to sign up. Go to summerworks.org. You'll see all the information that you need. So please, please, get involved, be part of the solution for our community. Now, finally, in closing, I would be practicing malpractice as your mayor if I did not talk about the impact of this pension and budget crisis that we're having as it relates to SummerWorks. To recap, Kentucky retirement system is telling us we need an additional $50 million per year into our pension system as this develops $10 million a year through 5 years. So that means we got an unexpected $50 million. The question is, how do you deal with that as a community? Do you cut valuable services? Do you raise taxes? Is it some kind of combination thereof? Some people will say, well, cut everything but public safety. You heard what Councilman James, President James said. So many of these programs that people think are not public safety programs are integral to the fabric of our community. When you think about funding for Boys and Girls Club, is that not part of our public safety strategy? When you think about developing the talent for tomorrow and giving young people a window into hope and opportunity and what a career can be, and maybe a look outside of their normal life through a SummerWorks program, I can't think of hardly anything that's more important relative to public safety. Our Office for Safe and Healthy Neighborhoods. These are all critical aspects of building a safe and healthy city. In fact, that is what government is all about, defining these responsibilities that we have to each other so everybody can be safe and healthy. And when you take a look at each and every program, whether it's somebody in a uniform or somebody that works at a Boys and Girls Club or somebody that started at SummerWorks and is now full-time at Humana in their IT department, these are all critical services that we need for our community. So we're putting forth a plan that's a combination of increasing revenue over the years. Anywhere we can cut services that don't impact people, obviously we're going to do that, but we need that type of responsible solution to make sure that we can deal with this pension crisis that's been thrust upon us by the Kentucky retirement system. So I'm just encouraging everybody to contact their Metro Council people, let them know that you support them when we're saying keep our services. People are saying the mayor wants to tax you or the council wants to tax you. Well, we don't want to tax anybody. But what we want to do is keep our service levels up so we can be competitive as a city when we face off against Nashville or Indianapolis or Cincinnati. That's what this is really about, keeping the momentum of our city going so that we have the talent to compete, not just today, but tomorrow as well. So please contact your Metro Council folks. Let them know that you want to keep the service levels that we have in our city and even increase them so we can be more competitive as we move into the future. So thanks everybody for coming out for this 2019 SummerWorks announcement. This has been one of the great programs our city's done, nationally recognized. Let's keep it growing. Thank you all.